Welcome to Twig and Timber Archery and Outdoors. Thanks for tuning in for a real quick video. I just want to show you guys a little bit of kind of what we've been doing lately with a product that most of you have only known to be used for plumbing and electrical work. Now, as far as archery goes, there's multiple different entry and intermediate level equipment that you can start yourself into. Now, for many people, funds are a big issue, and in order to get into archery, you need quite a capital. Let's be honest. You do. Bows range anywhere from high 300s into the $1,000 or more range, depending on your maker. Well, for those who do not know, traditional archery can be very expensive as well. A solid bow will run you anywhere from $300 onward. Now, some of us, if we're not sure we're going to get into something fully, well, let's be real, we don't know if we want to spend that kind of money. One great way to get into traditional archery is through the use of a PVC boyer. I kid you not. First bow I want to show you is a bow that I completed for a customer. This is an archaic horse bow. Draws 65 pounds with a 6-inch or 6 1/4 inch brace height, 65-pound draw, and it's a very fast, pretty compact little bow. Now, one cool thing about PVC is that PVC, unlike a wood bow or a laminate bow, does not snap, okay? Although an argument could be made for brittleness in very, very cold weather, the average shooter is not going to be shooting in -degree weather, unless you really don't like your equipment. So one cool thing about PVC is, yes, this is PVC. As you can tell, I did a very solid faux. It's almost like an oaky kind of look to it, or one could even say an Eastern style wood look to it. Now, what's cool about it is instead of breaking, most of the time, if a PVC bow is going to fail, all right, it's actually just going to fold. All right, one of the walls is going to cave, it's going to fold. You can fix it immediately. Granted, if you leave it out in the sun for a very long time, we know that PVC doesn't do well with UV radiation. But that being said, it is a very good way to get into archery. This is now 65 pounds at a 28-inch draw. I draw 29, so I'm getting some good zip out of this bow. You can make it pretty, you know. It's leather wrapped. It's got a little mini shelf on it with a pass. It's a nice little bow. That's a horse-style bow. Second bow I brought to show you guys is one that we did for a kind of a traditional feel, and this is just a very standard recurve style bow. And this one is about 50 pounds at 20 inches. Again, has a shelf, leather grip. This one's a lot simpler and a lot more cost-effective, but it's extremely shootable. One thing you may ask is, oh, I've seen that done, it's probably really easy to do. Well, we do what's called like a taper, and we do tiller the bow, if you will. If you notice, for example, here in the grip, all right, it's a lot thicker. And then it gets tapered down. Okay, we use a heating and bending process, and then we form our scias. Same thing goes with this here. It's much thicker here, all right, tapered down a little less than the other one to our recurve. Now, how much does one of these bows cost? Well, something like the easier done, all right, fully finished bow will run you about $40. That's with a 550 string. Just to get you started, we do suggest using a real string, Dacron or B50, whatever it may be. For the horse bow, and there's a little more work put into it, we're looking at about $65 for that bow. And the cool part is to ship these, all right, it's less than $5 sometimes, especially local. Now, you might say to yourself, oh, that's not traditional archery. Well, you're right. It's not getting information from a boyer. It's not getting a handmade self bow or recurve bow or laminate bow or backed bow. But if someone's not interested in spending a couple $100 on something they're not sure they're going to get into, well, it's a good option. Youth bows we do all the time. They're great to get kids starting into traditional archery, archery in general. And you know what? Some families with a family of 5 kids, you know, you want to get them all shooting. What better ways than to spend $20 on an unfinished bow for them to zip some arrows with their mom and dad? Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it's something, if you haven't seen it before, you kind of I shed a little respect and a little light on it for you. Hope the weather clears up for us here up in New York, so you guys can start shooting, start catching fish. Hope all waters open up for you guys to get fishing. Catch you guys on the flip side.